Instagram, hey YouTube, and hey Facebook. Hold on, YouTube. Y'all can see the back of my other camera. Let me get that together. So y'all, let me see if I can turn it this way. So y'all don't have to see my camera. Uh, let me see if I can bring it forward and bend it down. Let's try that with YouTube. All right, YouTube. I don't know why my camera maybe it's because with YouTube you have to go sideways, but my camera always look like it's like bam in your face. Let me see if I can bring my guests on. Let's see, bring them on. Add. And Instagram, just to let you know that you won't be seeing my guest on Instagram. He's actually on Facebook. He only had the one device, and most of his people is on Facebook. Hey, Richard, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. So you know what? Let me see if I can switch the size of my camera on Instagram and on YouTube. Um, so my camera won't be behind the other one. See if we can get this going a little bit. All right, so as y'all know, I have the three cameras going. So I am live on YouTube, I'm live on Instagram, and I am live on Facebook. So my guest, Richard George, is on Facebook. So if you want to see him, just go over to my Facebook page, Tanya Gemini. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of recap or rephrase his answers when I ask a question. So that way all of you guys can understand what we're talking about. So everybody has been asking me to bring my Money Mondays back. So I'm trying to do that. And yeah, I know you was one of them, Richard. Kept asking, where's my Money Monday? So I'm trying to bring them back. It was a lot. Because I was doing it every Monday. And I think I had did it for what, about a year? Wasn't about a year I had did it straight? Yeah, so it was a lot. And I guess since it was kind of during the pandemic and I was stuck at home, I wasn't really going out anywhere at that time, so it kind of wasn't a lot at that time. Plus I was for the most part, half of the time I was still in Maryland too, so I was still just by myself in my apartment, didn't have to worry about anything else. So but people have been asking me to bring the Money Mondays back. So I think I may do them like every other Monday. But I'm still going to be doing some lives though. I'm still trying to talk about more work from home jobs and more side hustles and, things of that nature. So thank you for joining me tonight. I asked you to come on here and talk about your side hustle.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So let me tell you guys how I met Richard. I met Richard because of his side hustle. My sister actually introduced us because she was talking about going on a bus trip. Now it wasn't the riverboat one, but it was one that you had before. I think it was an Atlantic City one that she was thinking about going on, and it ended up that we couldn't get the time to go, couldn't schedule that time to go because I was still in Maryland and everything. And then she had told me about the riverboat cruise bus trip that you had. So we went on that. We had a good time, had a great time. You was a great host. I loved it. It was so much fun. Just a nice little one-day getaway. So you guys, Richard George, he has a side hustle where he does bus trips. And he goes different places, and I'm going to let him explain that. So first, Richard, just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us, who you are, what you do, all that.
Okay. For those that don't know me, my name is Richard George. I'm from New York, but I currently live here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I do work two jobs, but outside of work, I do pretty much a lot. I host bus trips. I host parties. I have a YouTube channel, so check out my YouTube channel where I give do motivational videos. I educate people on how to purchase a house. I educate people on how to buy a car, things of that nature. So next time you're on YouTube, type in Richard George and subscribe to my channel. And outside of that, I just enjoy just giving back to the community. I'm currently working on a home ownership seminar, and I'm gonna have Tanya be my guest speaker for that. So y'all be on the lookout for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Sounds good. So you guys, if y'all didn't catch that, Richard does bus trips, but not only bus trips. He's an author. He throws parties. He's working 2 jobs. He has a YouTube channel, so be sure to subscribe to his YouTube channel, Richard George, where he does motivational speeches, talks about how to buy a car, how to buy a house. We're actually planning on doing like a home buyer workshop this summer, so just be on the lookout for that as well. So Richard, let me ask you, how did you get into starting to do bus trips?
Great question. Okay, so when I lived in Maryland as well, I lived in PG County. Shout out to PG County, Maryland, Parkdale High School. Go Panthers. Okay. So right after high school, I landed a job with the state of Maryland. So as I was working with the state of Maryland, one of my coworkers did bus trips. And she came to me one day with a flyer. She says, "Hey, we're going to Atlantic City. Would you like to go?" I said, "Yes." I said, "Can I bring my sister?" And she's like, "Yeah, bring your sister." So anyway, we paid our way and we went on this trip and we had a great time. So me, I'm the type of person that I don't just go on a trip just to have fun. I pay attention to detail. I like to see what's going on around me. I pick up things very quickly. So as the host was coming up and down the aisles, passing out snacks, making sure the crowd was entertained, I said, "You know what? I can do that too." Mm-hmm. So anyway, when I eventually moved to Raleigh, North Carolina, and when I got here to Raleigh, I said, "You know what? I want to do the bus trip thing as well." So I started from the bottom, y'all. One day I just got on Google, I typed in charter buses, and several buses popped up, and I called each number one by one, and we went over pricing, we went over the amount of seats that they had on the bus, and I didn't just want to go with the best price. I wanted to go with the company that just offered some good results. Mm-hmm. You know, I didn't just want to go with the best price. So that's what I did. I ended up going with the company called Academy Buses.
Okay.
So the way it works is that I had to pay for the bus up front, right? So Academy was sending me a bill for $2,200, right? So for those that want to start a business or start a hobby or you know, whatever they want to do, sometimes you have to have some startup money. Mm-hmm. So that's why I always tell people to budget, make sure you save your money. So when you want to start a business or a side hustle or a hobby, you have some funds to start it with. So back to the story, Academy sent me a bill for $2,200, right? So I wrote Academy a check for the bus. I paid for the bus up front, right? So then I sold the seats.
Okay.
So in order to get my money back, I had to make sure that I sold each seat, right? Now I will be honest, there were times that I couldn't get a full bus. Like the bus holds 55 people. There were times where I only got, let's say, 40 people.
Okay.
Right? So certain times I had to put up my own money to make sure it runs. Mm-hmm. So I just want people to be aware of that as well. Sometimes you have to put up your own money if things don't go as planned when you have a side hustle or a business. Even one of my friends, she owns a shop, and to pay her employees, sometimes if they don't make enough money for the week, sometimes she has to go into her personal account to pay her employees. Mm-hmm. So I just want everyone just to, you know, be mindful that when you start a business, some days you can be up and some days you can be down. So just prepare for, just be prepared if it goes left or right.
Right, right. So you're saying you started out with about $2,200. You went ahead and chartered a bus, and then you fill up the seats. And like you said, you want to have that money saved up
Right.
because you have to pay that money up front, and then you have to try to fill up those seats. And sometimes you don't fill up all the seats.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do fill up
Right.
all the seats, about how much would you say is a profit that you could possibly make on your bus trip?
That's a good question because even when I do make my profit, I use that money to do things like purchase the snacks, right?
Mm.
I go to BJ's. That's my spot. BJ's. I go to BJ's to get the snacks. So I'll probably use maybe like $100 of my profit. So let's just say most of the time, if I do get a full bus, I'll make like $1,000,
Okay.
which is good.
Yeah, because this is a free trip for you too, as well.
Yeah. But I use that $1,000 to um, purchase the snacks. So maybe I'll go to BJ's and I'll probably spend $150 worth of snacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, when we get on the bus, I play games,
Mm-hmm.
where people can win money, right? So I give back in that way as well. You remember the games? I
Oh
know it's been a
yeah.
long time, but we play a few games on the bus where you can win money. So yeah.
Yeah, so you use some of your money
So
for the
money get
games and
$1,000.
snacks and things like that to keep
Plus,
people entertained while we're on our way down there. Like when we went to
right.
when we did the riverboat cruise, I felt like we got there in no time because we were just having so much fun. You was playing the music, we were all
I
talking,
know.
laughing, playing games, getting to know each other, and next thing we knew, we
Uh-huh.
was at the place.
Uh-huh.
So you want to be a
To
good
make it
host as
right.
well.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. You took the words right out of my mouth. You want to keep the crowd entertained. So if y'all that's viewing, you have to think about becoming a host. Just make sure you keep everyone happy, you keep everyone excited, you keep
Mm-hmm.
everybody entertained, and you'll be good to go.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And so, about how many
But that's my
times a
side
year do you
hustle.
do it?
Good question. Before the pandemic, I was doing it maybe about 3 times a year. I didn't want
Okay.
to get overwhelmed because it's a lot. It's a lot of groundwork that comes with doing bus trips. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of work that people don't see, like sending emails back and forth to the bus company, getting people's payments. Sometimes I would get phone calls from people who email me or text me and say they can't make it anymore. So I got to take their names off the list, and I got to contact people that were on the waiting list. So
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot that goes into putting those trips together. It's a lot of groundwork that people don't see. So that's why I say maybe 3 trips. I do one in April, then the next one in June, and then the last one in September for my birthday.
Okay. Yeah,
Hurricane
so like you
season.
said, it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. You have to first get the bus charter. Well, first you have to basically figure out where you're gonna go, where you want to go, and then you have to get the bus
Right.
charter and
Oh yeah.
everything. Put the list together, get your snacks, get
Mhm.
your drinks, get your entertainment. Then you start making your
Mhm.
flyers and putting the information out there. Then you start collecting the payments from
Right.
people. People might
Right.
be on a wait list. Some people may have to drop off,
Right.
and then you have to kind of bring some more people in. So yeah, I can see it's a lot
Right.
behind the scenes to do. Hey Jewel, oh
Right.
you do them
And I
too?
have to contact.
Nice.
Okay. We gotta talk, Drew.
That's
And I have to
Jewel.
also
Yeah, yes it
contact the
is. I do them too.
casino.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do a couple of casino
Yeah.
trips,
So I
right?
also
You
have to.
do a lot of casino trips.
Yeah, I do the casino trips. So I also have to contact the casino as
Oh.
well to let them know what time I plan on coming, how many
Mm-hmm.
people I have. And the good thing about the casino is that if you have more than 40 people, they'll give you a $20 free play card. They'll give
Okay, I was
everybody a
gonna ask you
$20
about
free
that per
play
person,
card.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's real cool because everybody get they start up $20 on the slot machines.
exactly. How I first learned about bus trips was back in the day. Actually, my
Okay.
neighbor used to do them way. This is way back in the day. Like I was, shoot, maybe in my early 20s. she would have bus trips every now and then, and me and my mom would go, and we would go to Atlantic City. She had put a bus trip to go see The Color Purple when The Color Purple first came on Broadway, and Fantasia was in it. And me and my sister, that would be her thing for her birthday in April. We would do what you would call a turnaround Atlantic City trip, where we would leave, we would board the bus like late Friday night, get to Atlantic City early Saturday morning, spend the whole day in Atlantic City, and then leave Atlantic City late Saturday night, get back early Sunday morning. And like you said, we would get the little $20 token free play to play, and we would just spend the whole day out there.
Nice.
Yeah, and I never really thought of it as a side hustle. I'm like, you know what? That's kind of cool, especially if you because my neighbor, she used to do them just so she could get free trips. Because she actually teamed up with the person that was actually hosting the trip, and she would be like the co-host, and she would help her fill the bus. And depending on how many people she could fill the bus with, her part would be free. So that's how she worked hers. Yeah, she didn't have the headache of having to charter the bus and deal with the casino and all that kind of stuff. She just had to bring some people on board.
That's good. That's good. And another thing that I want to mention is that when we on the road, going to the casino, I advertise my book. So I have a side hustle within the side hustle. So I get on the microphone and I let everyone know, like, hey, I wrote a book. It's about my life, and it's $15 a book, and it's also on Amazon. So if anyone wants to read my story, it's called Another Round. And that's how I make money on the side as well. So you may have like 10 or 15 people on the bus that will raise their hand and say, hey, I want to purchase your book. So, that works out for me as well. So like I said, that's like a side hustle within the side hustle.
So if you guys didn't hear him, Richard also has a book called Another Round. He actually has two. So he has, the first one is called Another Round. The second one is just Another Round Part 2, right? Okay, so while he's on the bus, he talks about his book. So he does a side hustle within a side hustle to for people to purchase his book as well. And his book is also on Amazon if you want to purchase that.
Right. Hey, Dina.
Hey, Dina, how you doing?
Yeah.
And so now that so when the pandemic happened, I know things had went to a halt or whatever. But now you're kind of gradually getting back into it.
I am. So now that we're coming out of the pandemic, what I want to do now is I actually want to just purchase and rent my own van, right? So I want to start with rent an 8-passenger van, let 8 people know, like, hey, for example, I'm going to MGM Casino, Washington, D.C. If y'all want to join me, I will have 8 slots, and I'm driving. So that'll work out for me because I can cut out the middleman. I have to pay Academy Bus Company up front, so now I can cut Academy out and just drive myself. It won't be as much as 55 people. I won't make the same profit with $1,000 anymore, but that's okay because you don't want to get too greedy. 8 people is good, and more money will actually come to my pocket as far as me not having to spend so much money on Academy.
Right.
So I won't take that loss like I did before, because if I can't fill up 55 people, I take a loss. But with 8 people, it's much easier, and it's a smaller group. And with us coming out of the pandemic, I think that'd be so much better just to rent my own 8-passenger van. And
because you can probably get one family to fill up 8 slots.
Exactly. And early next year, I actually wanted to just purchase a van. I was on Facebook Marketplace and I saw a nice Dodge 8-passenger van, low miles, and the guy only asked for $6,000. So
Yeah,
You
that's a
gotta
good
spend
deal.
money to make money, y'all.
Exactly. So if y'all didn't hear him, Richard was saying that he's gonna do a 8-passenger van now and just take a smaller group of people on these trips, and that way he don't have to put up so much money up front, and plus it's more of an intimate type thing. And I was saying, this would be good for even just family groups, because a family you can fill up an 8-passenger van with. Like maybe they want to go to take them down to a family reunion, or they want to go to Atlantic City for the weekend, or want to go to MGM for the weekend, or maybe the girls want to do a bachelorette type thing for the weekend, a little getaway girls trip or turnaround girls trip or something like that. Yeah, that's nice.
Right. So if you love to drive, there's so many things you can do as a side hustle being a driver. You got Uber, you got Uber Eats, and all the transportation companies. You was telling me earlier, Tanya, that one of your friends did the medicine, was transporting medicine, something like that.
They were transporting people to their appointments. Yeah, so like you said, if you like to drive, there are so many side hustles that you can do with transportation. I mean, so many, including on the government contracting side. So even like in your downtime, or if you don't have a trip to do, maybe you might want to deliver packages for Amazon. You can do that as a side hustle on the weekend, since you already have your van. Fill up your van with the packages and deliver the packages. That's some good money too. Or go out here and do Instacart, and now they have the Walmart. Oh gosh, it slipped my mind. Walmart now has a thing that's kind of like Instacart, where you place your order on Walmart and they have people drop off your stuff. So Walmart is starting to get into that game now. So yeah, and the beauty of it is they contract these people. So if you like to drive and you have a vehicle, you can go out and do all of these different side hustles. Even if you don't have a vehicle, they have a platform like Hire Car, where you can rent out other people's vehicles, so you can go and do the Uber and the Uber Eats and Lyft and Instacart and all that kind of stuff. So they make it so easy for you now to go out and get this money. I don't understand people that, I mean, and I'm not putting anybody down. Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting anybody down, but I just don't understand someone who constantly say they are broke when it's so much money out here that you can get. I hear the excuse because I'm like, okay, well, if you have a computer, there's so many things you can do on a computer to work. There's so many work from home jobs, so many part-time jobs you can work from home. QVC is always hiring part-time workers or whatever. And they might say, well, I don't like to talk on the phone. Okay, that's no excuse either. There's so many transcription companies out here where you can do transcription work. You can be a text bot, a text chat bot. If you ever went on somebody's company's page like Amazon or something, where you have customer service, they have these automatic chat bots that come up. You can be that person. So there's no excuse. And then they might say, well, I don't have a laptop, or I don't have a computer. Okay, you got a smartphone. I know you got a cell phone because you own it all day, every day. You can do stuff from your cell phone. If you don't have a car, go to a platform like, if you have your license, go to a platform like Hire Car and use their car. But there's no excuse not to make some money these days. It's too easy to make money these days. It's too easy.
Right. Especially the power of social media.
Exactly.
Even when I do my trips, I put the flyer on my Facebook page, and people just start sharing.
It starts jumping. 30
shares. Within 5 minutes, 30 people already shared it. And that was the beautiful thing about my trips, is that I didn't really have to do much promotion. Sometimes, I'll be honest with y'all, sometimes people will call me and I would say, I'm so sorry, I have no more seats.
Right.
So it just all depends on the time.
Yeah, it probably depends on like where you're going or whatever. That's the power of social media. Like you said, you'll put your flyer up about your bus trip, and you getting 20 and 30 shares, and you fill up your bus like in a week or something. And you've already made your money back. Yeah. So that is a great side hustle.
Exactly. And then you want to choose a side hustle with something that you enjoy doing. Because just imagine that your side hustle don't feel like work. Like when I was doing those bus trips, that wasn't work for me. That was like something that
right. You was up there having fun. You was entertaining us.
Right. So it's nothing like making money doing something that you enjoy doing, because it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like you just doing activities.
Right, exactly. Exactly. But even if you can't get that side hustle right now that you really, really enjoy, you can always just start something. Or like I said, start a work from home job. I still have my work from home and side hustle book on sale. If you click the link in my bio, you can get it on sale now. I have over 200 companies listed that allows you to work from home. Some of them even, so if you say you don't have a computer, some of them even give you the equipment. So there is no, when I say there's no excuse, there's no excuse. There is a company, and I cannot think of them off the top of my head right now, but there is a company right now who is hiring people just to make phone calls to remind people about picking up their medication. Like, it's too easy, y'all. It is too easy. $700 a week just to call people to remind them about their medication. It is too easy to get out here and make some money. There is no excuse to be broke these days. And I know things happen and times get hard sometimes, because I've been there. And you just had to spend all this money on getting your car fixed or whatever. Keep one of those work from home companies activated and just jump on some calls or something at night or on the weekend when you need to make some quick money, and just make the quick money. You can make the quick money like that when you're in the hole and you need it. Not saying that you have to work it all the time, because a lot of these companies let you make your own hours, or a lot of these companies let you jump in and jump out. Some of these companies, you can say, hey, you got some work this weekend? They say, yeah, okay, let me tell you when I want to jump on. Boom, 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 and jump on and make some quick money. I would like to get the info on that. On which one, Danielle? But yeah, it's just, it's so much money to be made out here. And I'm starting to get more into learning marketing, because with my business, since mine is more service based, I need to really get my business out there, get my business known, to bring people in. So I'm starting to learn more about marketing and things like that, to bring people in my business, to let people know about my business, what I have to offer. But like I said, if at any time I'm in a bind and need some quick money, I know I got a couple of work from home jobs in my back pocket that I've already become a member of, and I can jump on there and make me some quick money. I can jump on there tonight and make me some quick money. So it's just no excuse, reminding people to take their medicine or pick up their medicine. Okay, I'll get that information. I just cannot remember the name of the company, but I will come back. I'll remember that when I get off the live, and I'll probably do maybe I'll do a story about it, or put it back in the comments who's hiring for that. But yeah, they're hiring right now, $700 a week to call and remind people to pick up their medication.
Nice. Like, you really have to think outside the 9 to 5. Like,
yes.
You can only work in a 9 to 5. You can only make so much money, because just think about it, right? If a job pays you $15 an hour, right, and you work 24 hours of that day, just say you work the whole day, 24 hours, 15 times 24 is $360. So for the whole day, your cap is $360. You can't make no more than $360. So you'll never be rich working a 9 to 5. So you have to think outside the 9 to 5. Start a side business, a side hustle, and try to make money in your sleep.
Exactly. Hey, right. E-Bones. Glad you got there safe. But yeah, you will never become rich working a 9 to 5. Period. You're making somebody else rich. Now I'm not gonna let me take that back, because when you get up to where you have, really high level professionals like basketball players, NBA, football players, coaches, and things like that, Yeah, they're making millions of dollars, and
Right.
technically it's still a job. That is their 9 to 5. But I'm talking about a everyday, regular, degular 9 to 5 where the average person is making anywhere between $50 to $75,000 a year. You will not get rich doing that. But at the same time, I'm not like some of these other people out here that be downing people for working a 9 to 5. No, because is that mine? Is that mine with the feedback? Do you hear feedback on your end?
Oh, no, we good.
Okay. But yeah, I don't knock anybody for having a 9 to 5 because that's what I've always had. That's what was embedded in our brains. I'm embedded in your brain, B. But they've always taught us what the American dream was to go to school, get a good job, get married, get a house, get all this stuff, work for the same company for 30 years, retire and collect your 401k and your pension. But then by the time you can get all of that, you're now what, 60, 65 years old. They keep pushing the age to collect your own money that you have worked hard for. They're telling you when you can collect it. And what if you don't make it to 60, 65? You have busted your ass all this time for a company that shows you no love. You have to ask permission to go take a vacation to relax. You have to ask permission to go see your son or your daughter in the school play. You have to ask for permission to get up and go to the bathroom. If you're going to the bathroom too long, they're dinging you, asking you where you at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I tell people, I wish I knew then what I know now, because while working my 9 to 5, hey Wilhelmina, while working my 9 to 5, I would have been building my business at that same time. But I tell everybody, take advantage of your 9 to 5 while you're there. Like, I'm so glad that I took full advantage of my 9 to 5 because, you have some people that go to work just to collect a paycheck. They don't want nothing else from a company. They can't stand their job. They hate their coworkers. They just want to punch in, do the work, punch out. Don't want to socialize. Don't want to do nothing. Where you have other people who look at, okay, well, I have to work this job. What does the job offer for me that can help me, that I can take with me when I do leave this job? And that's one thing that I did like that my job did for me. They offered certifications for free. If you pass and completed the certification, you got a raise. And that's not counting your yearly raise. So sometimes in 1 year, I could get 3-4 raises because I got the yearly appraisal raise. And then if I went to class or took 1 or 2 certifications that year, I will also get an additional raise. That's how I increased my salary with them so quickly. Like, I started with them at like, how much did I start with them at? I think I started with them at 40,000. By the time I left, I was making over 80. So that's the power of taking advantage of while you're at a 9 to 5. Make your 9 to 5 work for you. Don't just work your 9 to 5. I took advantage of the 401k match. If your company offers a 401k match and you're not in it, you're crazy. Stop letting these people tell you to put your money into stocks and bonds. Yeah, that's cool too. But free money is free money. Why aren't you getting free money? I mean, yeah, they have penalties if you withdraw early. Yeah, they have some stipulations, but it's still free money. Just put in as much as the match is and let them match what you're putting in. And then the beauty of a 401k is too, if you ever get in a bind, you can borrow from it. You can borrow from it without penalty. And you just have it set to pay back in your paycheck. I have had to do that before. When I was in a bind one time, My car had got totaled and everything, and the car rental company was only going to pay for a car for 3 days. So, and you don't want to be rushed to find a car. So I needed to keep renting a car. So I borrowed from my 401k and I just paid it back. My job offers a 4.5% match. I'm going to take full advantage. That's right. Take full advantage of that 4.5% match. Because let me tell you something, when we got laid off and I transferred my 401k into another retirement IRA, I transferred it into an IRA. I looked at that amount of money and was like, wow. Because a lot of that money I didn't put in myself. My company paid me that money. So take full advantage of everything your 9-to-5 has to offer you. I don't care if you can't stand a job. I don't care if you can't stand your coworkers. You're not there for them. You're there for you. Learn these skills that pay the bills. That's how I got my consulting services after the job laid me off, because I had all these skills. And now I parlayed them into being an HR consultant. When the Obamacare and everything came out, we got free training for that. They offered us free training. Some people took advantage, some people didn't. I'm like, yeah, I'll take the free training. Because not only did we get the free training, but they gave us a $100 gift card for completing training, and we got a raise for completing training. Who wasn't going to take advantage of that? Yeah, it wasn't easy, because I'm not gonna lie, when that Obamacare, the ACA, when that first came out, it was so confusing and so challenging. Now just imagine all these companies that have benefits that don't understand it either. They look for somebody like me to come and train their people or come and do it for them. After we got the training and I got my certification and we worked with a couple of clients, I could do ACA in my sleep.
I know that's right.
So I parlayed my skills to pay my bills. When these companies didn't know how to run these ACA reports and all this kind of stuff, and they was going to get fined by the government because they didn't offer affordable health care to the employees, I had to let them know, okay, well, this employee makes $20 an hour. This is the maximum amount that you can charge them for benefits. But this employee only makes $14 an hour. So this is the maximum amount you can charge them for benefits. A lot of companies were charging the same thing across the board. And ACA was like, you can't do that, because someone that's working working $20 an hour. I'm sorry, someone that's working $14 an hour can't afford to pay the same amount that someone is making $20 an hour. So you had to make it affordable for the amount of money that you're paying them. And a lot of companies didn't know how to do that. So, I mean, I had so many clients. And then the good thing about it is the clients was using the ADP system. I'm like, what? Okay, I know what I'm doing now. Let me control your ADP system. Put me in there as an admin, and let me roll out your ACA. So that's what I mean. You have to take full advantage of your 9-to-5. Don't let your 9-to-5 work you. You have to work that 9-to-5.
Absolutely. Because I want everyone to become a boss.
Exactly.
Like I tell people all the time, when you clock out from your job, you pay taxes, right? So by you paying taxes, the police department, they work for you. The fire department, they work for you. City workers, they work for you. I want everyone to also look at themselves as a boss. I know when we clock into our 9-to-5, we have a supervisor. But once you clock out, you're still a boss because you pay taxes and they are city people who work for you. So continue to grow and start a business and continue to be a boss that you are, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Make outside the 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Make
And then
outside
while
the
you're working your 9 to 5, come home, cook, take care of the kids, and then start working your 9 to 11 or your 9 to 12 or your 7 to 11 or your 9 to 2 or whatever the case may be. Work on your business and work on yourself. Or if you don't have the money to start on the business, that's when you get a work from home job to work in the evenings or the weekends to build that money up so you can start your side hustle, so you can turn that into a business. Because like Richard said, it costs money to start a business. Don't let these people tell you you can start these businesses for free. No. Now, once you get your business set up and structured, yes, there are some things that you don't have to spend your money on, that you can use business credit for, use these net 30s for, and things like that. But you still have to structure your business. It costs money to get an LLC.
That's true. So look, Tanya, I'm gonna have to cut out a little early.
Okay.
But thank you for having me.
Thanks, Richard.
I hope I answered everyone's questions. Yeah, I hope I answered all your questions. Listen to Tanya. Start that side hustle. Start that side business.
If y'all want to learn more about the bus trip business, follow Richard on Facebook, Richard George. Richard, what's your Instagram handle?
It's B_RichKO.
Follow him at B_RichKO on Instagram. And he can answer some questions about bus trips and things like that. If you want to know why, be sure to pick up his book, Another Round, and his second book, Another Round Part 2, which is on Amazon. And he has a YouTube, so don't forget to check out his YouTube at Richard George.
Yes, and also be on the lookout for our home ownership workshop that I'm working on. It's going to be in Raleigh. It's going to be on a Saturday. I'm going to have more details very soon. It's going to be in July. So just be on the lookout for that. If you are planning on being a homeowner in the near future, you don't want to miss this event. Tanya's going to be my guest speaker. I'll be hosting. And yeah, we're going to give you all the information y'all need to get started.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to the homeowners workshop that we're going to do in July on a Saturday. If anybody is in the Raleigh area that is a real estate agent that would like to come and speak or anything, please reach out to me or Richard. We will be happy to have you as a guest speaker. I know Saturday is usually a big day for real estate agents to go out and show homes, but if anybody has any free time, we were thinking about doing it between 3 and 6, right? From 3 to 6 in the afternoon. So if you can get all your appointments scheduled in the morning and come and join us in the afternoon, that would be great. But thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you again.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No problem. I'm going to stay on a little bit longer and let Richard get on out of here and stay on a little bit longer if anybody have any questions. All right. Okay, guys. So like I said, I hope y'all enjoyed that. That is my friend, Richard George. He does, he puts bus trips together. I've taken a bus trip with him before. Very entertaining. You want to be a very entertaining host. You want your people to have a good time because a bus trip is a long ride depending on where you're going. We went to South Carolina on a riverboat cruise. I think it was like 3 hours, but 3 hours can still seem like a long ride to some people. But just imagine going to Atlantic City. I think Atlantic City is like 8 or 9 hours. So you want to keep your people entertained while they're up. Now, usually the Atlantic City trips are at night, so most people are going to sleep. But, you know, when you have a bus trip in the afternoon, we went down on Saturday morning to get there Saturday afternoon. You want to keep them entertained, you know. And like he said, it's a side hustle where you have to put up some money at first if you do it his way, where you charter the buses. Charter buses want their money up front. So he said he basically will put up the $2,000 And then he would create his flyer to fill those seats up. He had to fill 55 seats. So he said a lot of times his seats will sell out in like 2 weeks because of the power of social media. He would put up his flyer, and then by that same day, he'll have about 20 to 30 shares. And when you're sharing a flyer out and people are ready to take a little trip somewhere, he fills his bus up like that. But he said you also have to beware of the losses. If you don't fill that bus trip up, you've already paid your money. So it falls back on you when you don't fill that bus up. So if you go in, you want to make sure you have a great marketing plan to fill that bus. But it is a great side hustle for anyone that wants to get into this side hustle. Like I said, I have always loved bus trips. Like I said, that used to be a thing with my sister. Every year, she would want to do an Atlantic City turnaround bus trip for her birthday. So for those who don't know what a turnaround bus trip is that they usually leave late Friday night. So we would board the bus by I think 11 p.m., 10 p.m. or 11 p.m., something like that. We would board the bus Friday night at 10 p.m. We would get to Atlantic City. No, I think it was maybe 12, right, midnight. It was the midnight bus. That's what we would call it, the midnight bus. The midnight bus to Atlantic City. So we would board the bus by 12 o'clock, 12 midnight. We would get to Atlantic City first thing Saturday morning. And we would spend the day in Atlantic City all day. And then we would get back on the bus Saturday night, 12 o'clock, midnight, and be back in town early Sunday morning. Now, sometimes that can be a long day, depending on how you do it. So sometimes we would get a room while we were there that way, because, you can't really sleep like that on the bus. So that way we would check in, we would get a little rest, get a little sleep, take a shower and change our clothes, and then refresh. Usually we would get a $20 play token, and also if we parked at the hotels that had buffets, they will also offer us a coupon for a free buffet. So we would get settled down, chill, and all that kind of stuff, and we would go and eat and just chill and sit around. Let me tell y'all how me and my sister was crazy one time when we went. I think I only got about 10 minutes for Instagram, but we had went on the bus trip one time, right? Like I said, they usually give you a $20 token play and a free voucher for the buffet. So the times that we wouldn't get a room, those felt like the longest days, because we didn't have nothing to do but just either hang around in the casino or walk the boardwalk, see the sights, buy the go and get souvenirs and things like that. So one time what we did is we went and used our buffet voucher, right? So we got there around breakfast time. We said, okay, this is how we're gonna do it, right? We're gonna go in, get our little buffet coupon, sit there and chill, and wait till they change service for lunchtime so we can eat breakfast and lunch, because we ain't got nothing to do. We just gonna sit here for a while. So that was our plan, right? So we sat there, ate breakfast, chilled, talked, then ate lunch, because we couldn't leave out because we wouldn't be able to get back in because we already used our buffet voucher. So we sitting, chilling. So finally we decided to get up probably about 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock. Now, mind you, like I said, it's a long day. So we would get to Atlantic City early Saturday morning. I'm talking about like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning. And we weren't leaving until late that night, 12 midnight. So we would sit in the restaurant from that 8, 9 o'clock in the morning until about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, just going back and forth, eating and drinking, right? So finally around 3 o'clock, we would be like, okay, let's go in the casino, start playing some games and stuff. So we would look around, play the games, do this, do that, go walk on the boardwalk and all this kind of stuff. So this particular time, probably about 10 o'clock, we were just worn out, because this was a time where we didn't get a room. So we were just out all day, tired. So we was like, we just gonna sit here, wait for the bus. Now it's 10 o'clock. Mind you, the bus don't leave till 12. We had lost some money. I'm like, I'm not playing no more money. I'm done spending, yada yada yada. So we sitting there chilling, got nothing to do, just sitting like, just people watching, talking about people. I really would like to meet you to help me invest in a business. Okay, sounds good, Willie. Hit my DM. So we was chilling. And then we started seeing everybody come back, starting to come to get ready to line up to get back on the bus, right? So we get on the bus. Everybody talking about how much they won, and we had a couple of big winners and stuff like that. And she was like, "Yeah, I won $100 off my little $20 voucher." Me and my sister looked at each other like, we didn't even play our voucher. We sat there at 10 o'clock talking about we done spent all our money and forgot we had our voucher. We was hot. So when you go to these bus trips to Atlantic City, don't forget to use your voucher, and don't forget to use your buffet coupon when you go, because we did that one time too. Because this time we had went out on the boardwalk or whatever, and we decided to eat out on the boardwalk, and forgot all about using our voucher for the buffet. So don't forget to do that. Hopefully Richard gave you guys some good information. If you want to start a bus trip side hustle, it is a great side hustle if you like to do bus trips, or it's a way that you can get your bus trip for free. Because like I said, my neighbor, what she did, how much time I got? I think got about 5 minutes. My neighbor, what she did was she partnered with someone that put on bus trips and was like, okay, if I can get you 10 people on this bus, can you give me my trip free? And she was like, yeah. So my neighbor would get 10 people to come on the bus with her, and she would get her trip free. She was going on the trip anyway, so why not get your trip for free? She was like the co-host. So that's a good way to get your feet wet to see if you want to do the business or not. But if you're someone who likes to take bus trips like that, this would be a great business for you. I knew somebody in back in Maryland that would do a bus trip. I think they would do one once every month to Atlantic City, so people knew that she was doing these trips every month. So she would have people waiting for her to let them know about when the trip is taking place. So she would have it constantly once a month. It was either once a month or once every other month. And now people are starting to do them for MGM, like how Richard said he was getting ready to get him like a little 8-passenger van and start doing smaller trips, taking people to MGM or Myrtle Beach and things like that. So that's something that you could think about too. Get an 8-passenger van, and then when you have that van, since it's yours, you can also do other side hustles too. When you're not taking people out of town on a trip, you can do deliveries for Amazon. You can do deliveries for Walmart. You can do Instacart. There's so many things that you could do if you have a van. You can haul stuff away. It's so much you can do out there. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. Hope this is another side hustle that you may think about. I'm going to start doing more videos. I'm trying to have more guests on here with the different side hustles that they do, so they can give you some information about that. I'm going to try and tell my guests, if they don't have 2 devices, I know they got an old phone sitting in the drawer somewhere. Just hook it up to the Wi-Fi so you can get on Instagram and Facebook, because I like to do multiple platforms so I can give everybody this information, because some people that are on Instagram are not on Facebook. Some people that are on Facebook are not on Instagram. And then I have my YouTube people as well. Now with YouTube, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get someone on unless I use one of those other platforms that connects to YouTube. But if I do that, I don't think I can use that same platform to connect to Facebook and Instagram. So what I may do is not go live on YouTube and just move my Facebook Live over to YouTube, because I forgot I can actually download my Facebook Live to my computer, and then I can just upload it back up to YouTube. So YouTube, I may start doing that instead of doing live. I'll just do it that way. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow me. Also, I forgot came out with another ebook, y'all. If y'all like to do surveys, I have over 200 companies that you can do surveys for. Right now, I have $10 off. Use the code survey to get $10 off. Click the link in my bio. And it's the survey book. I forgot what I named that. Survey Side Hustle or something like that. So click the link in my bio. There are over 200 survey companies on that list that you can do surveys. And a lot of them you can do surveys right from home. I just showed y'all a survey the other day that I just got in my email to do a survey. Always very informative. Thank you for everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I also still have my work from home and side hustle book in the link in my bio. So you can get either one of those. Again, I know a couple of people asked about the reminder calls. I do remember to check on that for you guys. So I will try and come back and put it in maybe an Instagram and Facebook story, or put it in a comment under these comments. I know I can put it on a comment on Facebook. I'm not sure if I can put it in a comment on the Instagram, but I'll be sure to come back and let you guys know what company that is, because they are hiring right now. I think they're paying $700 a week just to call people and remind them about picking up their prescriptions, picking up their medicine. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I will see y'all next time. So goodbye, YouTube. And goodbye, Instagram.